Hi everyone, my name is Terri and welcome to my channel, The Pink Dumbbell Problem. Today is Friday Fact Day, and today I'm going to talk about fitness video red flags. What are those things that, as an instructor, I look at and go, no, I don't think you should use this video. We're going to unpack that right now. I decided to do this video today because a lot of people are still in various degrees of lockdown. A lot of gyms and fitness classes are very restricted in numbers. And one of the questions I get quite a lot is, well, how do I know if a home workout video is actually any good? I have several pages of notes to go through here, so this might end up being a long one. So get some water and sit down and get comfy. First things first, in anything fitness, is the warm-up. And that goes for videos too. So if you are watching a video and there's no warm-up or there's no mention of warm-up, that's a huge red flag. Now, some presenters, especially on formats like here on YouTube, may say, I'm not showing the warm-up because I've done that in another video. Please see the other video. That's fine, as long as they give you directions somewhere, somehow, on how to warm up or where to find a warm-up. There needs to be some kind of a caveat in the introduction to the workout saying, go warm up first. I did a video last spring on what warm-ups are and why they're so important, so I'll put a link down below for that. Another big red flag that really worries me is if the instructor is always talking in colloquial language and never using any scientific language. Now, this is always tricky, especially for new instructors, because we have to bridge this gap between understanding the fitness science, the exercise science, and bringing it to people who've probably never heard most of that terminology before. What we often do, particularly in a classroom setting where we're doing a lot of talking and banter, is do a mix of the colloquial, unofficial, unacademic sounding language, and then mix in some of the more scientific terms as we go along. So we might tell you to do a lateral raise for your shoulder and say, by the way, this muscle up here on the top is the deltoid. Basically, if somebody refers to, a muscle or a joint in the body and goes, this thingy, that's really bad. By the way, it's not just anatomy that is the scientific language you should be listening for, although that's a big part of it. There should be some stuff in there that basically sounds like, high school physics. Everything you need to know about fitness, you learned in grade 11 physics. Trust me. They should be using some of the language of movement mechanics at some point. So things like adduction and abduction, flexion and extension, all of those kinds of terms, concentric and eccentric contractions, which I talked about in another video, the types of levers even, all of those sorts of things, those terminologies can come in and make you feel confident that the instructor knows the science that they're using. The next big one is looking at counting. Now, if it's an aerobics class and the instructor is a certified aerobics instructor, their counting should be really good and really on the beat. There's distinct beat in aerobics music, and they should be counting usually backwards. If they're originally dance trained and it's a dance themed workout, they might count upward, but generally we start counting backward either from 8 or 4. Once again, I did a video last year on the counting process, and I will stick a link for that down below. I do a lot of that. The other thing that's important about counting is counting the number of repetitions of an exercise. And I recently was reviewing a new downloadable video series that was advertised on several social media platforms that somebody asked me to look into. And the first thing that just really stuck out was that they weren't doing equal numbers of repetitions of the exercise on both sides of the body. So they'd end up doing, say, 16 repetitions of whatever exercise X is on the right side of the body and only doing maybe 12 on the left. And it's just one of those little tiny details that it takes a trained fitness instructor to know that is a mistake. And, in a live class, if somebody's a beginner instructor, those mistakes are going to happen. It's not the end of the world. But for a workout that you're going to watch at home, probably follow along to for several weeks, even months, even years in some cases, you don't want that level of mistake. And if somebody's filming a video, especially one that you have to pay for, they really shouldn't be beginners. That's probably the easiest one for people who have no fitness experience to figure out, is count how many times do they do the bicep curl on the right, and then how many times on the left, how many lunges on the right, how many lunges on the left. The numbers should match up. There might be a little bit of pre-teaching before you actually do the official number of repetitions. Don't count those. But if they say 12 here, there better be 12 here. Another big thing to watch out for is talking about spot reduction. If you do this many ab crunches, you'll flatten your stomach. That kind of a thing. Again, full details in the link down below. Spot reduction was a really, really popular theory in the videos and workouts that were being done in the late 80s and into the 90s, even in some genres into the early 2000s. There was never any science behind it, but it sounded really good. And boy, howdy, it sold a lot of videos. As Sir Terry Pratchett said, a lie can run around the world before the truth can get its boots on. And unfortunately, spot reduction has really, really stuck with us, particularly when it comes to ab work. So once again, I know I said this in my video on spot reduction, but sorry, folks, no good news here. It's not real. It's not going to work. Sorry. The other big red flag that goes for absolutely any workout, be it video, be it in person, whatever, is if the instructor doesn't offer modifications. Even if a video is absolute beginner level, there still should be some modification. They should say things like, if you're struggling to breathe, go a little slower, go a little lighter, don't push as hard, including the suggestion that if this hurts and you don't know why, don't do it. It's that old joke, right? I go to the doctor, I said, doctor, it hurts when I move my arm like this. And the doctor says, don't move your arm like that. There should always be permission given for you to not do a particular exercise, because especially in a video and you're not live in front of us, the instructor can't tell where you may have injuries, you may have medical conditions. Any number of factors in your life could be affecting how you do what's on the screen. And there should always be that permission given to not do what's on the screen. And then finally, there should be multiple angles of sight. Either there'll be changes in the camera angle itself, or the instructor will move and show you things. Okay, I showed you a lunge front on. Now I'm going to show you side on. That should be in there, whether it's a high-tech production with lots of cameras and lots of camera angles, or it's just somebody like I am here with my phone on a tripod and I will turn myself because I don't have anybody to turn the camera for me. Anybody showing you an exercise in a video should show you different angles. And the reason for that too is, of course, we work in different planes of motion. Note to self, do a video about planes of motion. I keep saying that. I really should write down all these notes at some point. Okay, I still have more on my list, but I'm going to stop there and there'll have to be a part 2 of this later because this video is already getting too long. In the meantime, send me your red flags. Send me your questions about these things. Is there something you've seen in a workout video that you thought, I don't know about that? Send me a link to the video and maybe I'll have time to have a look at it before I record the second part of this. Please, if you can, if you haven't already, click some of the video links down below, watch some of my other videos, and subscribe to my channel. And share these with friends, especially friends that are new to working out and may have a lot of questions about these things. So once again, thank you so much for watching. And as always, lift heavy, fight the patriarchy, and I'll see you for the next one.